Hi everyone, this is Lynn and you're watching Crazy for Crafting. It's now time for another video tutorial, and today's project is a very pretty card for Mother's Day. And it's just a little button, a bow, some little bit of doilies, and this beautiful set for Mother's Day that's called Blessed Mother. 5 for the clear stamps, and it comes with 4. And we're going to use all 4 of them today. So let's get started. Okay. First off, you need to take and start with a piece of cardstock. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, folded to make a standard basic card. This is in Blushing Bride, and I'm going to use a variety of pinks. I'm going to use the Blushing Bride, I'm going to use the Pretty in Pink, the Melon Mambo, the Pink Pirouette in ribbon, and we're just going to do it all up in pinks. Okay, so what we need to start with is one of these little doilies. Okay, now these little doilies are 4 inches, and they're in the cooking section of your craft store. And I believe I bought this little pack, and these are cupcake doilies. There's 44-inch ones, and I believe this only cost me $1, but they're very inexpensive. So this is what you want. And the simplest thing we're going to do is we're going to take some snail. Okay, and we're just going to center this on the card. Okay, so now you've got that. And then we're going to make a little tag. Okay, this tag is 4 1/4 long and 2 1/2 wide. And then I just went down about a 1 1/4, 1 1/2 inches on either side and clipped up. And then I'm going to take the 1/4 inch punch and just punch a hole so it looks like a tag. Now we're going to decorate this tag. So I'm going to take one of my Stampin' Spots, and this is pretty. Okay, this is Pretty in Pink, but I think, yeah, that's what I'll use, the Pretty in Pink. And you just grab a dauber, and we're going to go around the whole thing like this. Now, I have the whole set of these. Let's see, I don't know if you can see that. Well, that pink one's probably hard to read. But they're the Stampin' Spots. And we have like 48 of them. Stampin' Up. Now, I'm not crazy about every color there is, and I do have a lot of the big ink pads, but I have all the colors in this, so I always have every color I need. Okay, we've done that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the Garden Green Stampin' Right marker, and we're going to use the fine tip end of this. Okay, and we're going to start doing some stitching on this. Now, you can do it this way, or if you have a sewing machine and you like to sew, you can put your sewing machine on the long stitch. Just put some green thread or any color you want in it and sew right down the edge of this to make it look the same way. Okay, that's all we need for that. Now we're going to stamp on it, and we're going to use these clear mount stamps. We're going to use both of these, or all of these actually. There's for the inside, what it says, and this is for the cinnamon outside, and we're going to use those 2 flowers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this right where I want it, because I actually want this flower on it too, okay? And then I'm going to press my acrylic block. Now I'm going to have that exactly where I want. And so I'm going to take my Melon Mambo marker, and I'm going to use, oops, the big brush side, okay? And I'm going to brush onto this one flower here, okay? And then I'm going to take this Pretty in Pink and do this flower. Then I'm going to go back to the Melon Mambo, and in the center of this pink flower I'm going to put a little bit of dots and just a few lines, okay? Then I'm going to take the Garden Green, and I'm going to do the leaves and the stems. And this is what I like especially about the Clearmount stamps, because you can do them together. Okay, let's see, I got a little carried away there with my... Okay, now we got that. I'm going to huff on it and put it right where I want it. And voila! There you go. Isn't that beautiful? And it's all on one stamp, so you can always get things exactly where you want. Then, of course, you want to take and clean these with your Stampin' Scrub. I'm going to use this for these a little later. Okay, now what we're going to do, and see, this is going to kind of sit on your card like that. But right now what we're going to make is the bow. Okay, now I want my bow to be about 2 3/4 inches wide. So I've got this little thingy-do flotcher, and that's what I call it, a bow thingy-do flotcher, and I saw it on on a website somewhere, and but it didn't have any measurements, so I made one for myself, and I cut out some cardstock, and then I cut out some stencil to put over it, and I make perfect bows all the time now, and I've never been able to make bows. I usually just tie things in a knot, okay? So it's like, okay, 2 3/4, so I made this like 5 times longer, I don't know. Okay, so you leave the first part out as much as you want for the tail, and you wrap it. Then you bring the tail through this little bitty opening, and pull it up through, and then you have this little loop here. Okay, then you bring it up through the legs, over and under, and pull forward like this. Okay, pull it down, and you pull it off, and voila, look at that. Both sides are absolutely perfect, a perfect center, and I'm going to use a glue dot and stick this on. If I can get the glue dot off my finger, I'm going to stick it right there. Now, oops, got it stuck. If you want, and you can make a good bow, you can stick it through that hole. I can't. And then I think I'm going to take and make the little V's, upside down V's on this. Okay, so now we've got that. Now we're going to put it on our card and just try to decide about where you want it, because you don't want the bow to hang off the edge and you don't want the tag to hang off the edge. Okay, that looks about right. So now I'm going to use some more snail. Now I don't want this up on dimensionals yet, because there's other things that are going to go on here that are going to be dimensional. Okay, now we've got that part done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the decorative label punch, okay? And we're going to take a piece of garden green, and we're going to punch out one in green. Okay. Then we're going to take another piece of white, and we're going to punch out one in white. Now what I usually do is just take fine scissors on the white one and do a little curvy thing and get that side off and get that side off, and see, it'll fit in the center there. Okay, and this is what we're going to put our saying on. Okay, let's see, I'm going to lay that down there and put my block on. Okay, now I'm going to do this. Oh, I guess I can do it in garden green. Yeah, what the heck. Okay. Get that up real good. Bring this down. And voila. Now I'm just going to take some more snail, put on the back of this, and line it up with this. Okay, now we're going to use dimensionals to put this on the card. So we'll put two of these. Okay, and I'm going to sit this right down here in the corner like that. Okay, and the one final thing is we're going to take one of the buttons out of the collection, and you're going to run a piece of a thin ribbon through it, or a piece of twine. Give it a little knot and put a glue dot on the back, and we're going to stick that right there a couple times. My sound wasn't working. So now here's a beautiful Mother's Day card. I hope you enjoy it and have a great Mother's Day, and happy May 1st. I'll be back soon with another video.